Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's time to check out the top 5 mods of the week for Skyrim Special Edition for September 14th, 2024. Quick reminder, the mod list includes the top 5 mods of the week plus any required mods to get them running. And, well, it's no surprise with Skyrim, but this week, that brings our total to 31 mods. Jesus Christ. Now, a lot of these mods are used over multiple mods in the top 5. So let's go ahead and dive into the list. First up, we've got JS Badges. This mod adds some subtle yet immersive pins to your game. It was inspired by the Hand of the King pins from the Game of Thrones TV show or A Song of Ice and Fire book series. To each one of the stewards of each one of the major cities in Skyrim, they get a small pin denoting their stewardship. One cool thing I noticed was that in the save I was playing, Maven Blackbriar is the Jarl in Riften. So that means the original Jarl and the original steward are in Windhelm. So when I went to Windhelm to look for the pin for the Jarl of Windhelm, I saw the steward and the Jarl of Riften there, and the steward still had her pin after fleeing Riften. So even without talking to them, I was able to tell, oh, hey, that's the steward of Riften right there. It's a small detail that just makes this mod such a solid addition. Next up, we have Diverse Tanning Racks, which does exactly what you'd think it would. It's a simple mod that adds a variety of tanning racks across Skyrim, and honestly, after exploring the northern lands of Tamriel 100 times over, I'm happy to see something new every now and again. I mean, the tanning racks are high quality, they blend into the environment without being intrusive. It's a small change, but, you know, we're modders. Sometimes it doesn't matter how big or small the change is, we just want to change it because we can. Next up, we have the Wardancer Armour Set. This one definitely gave me some trouble. It requires a whole laundry list of dependencies like Backporter Extended ESL support, CBB 3BA, faster HTD SMP, XP32 maximum skeleton, and more, which are all on the screen right now. You also need to generate the body mesh yourself using Body Slide, which is simple enough, but an extra step. Here's the thing. I install the mod, I load it in. This is what we're looking at. My character is T-posing, and their hands are just kind of floating there. Okay, that's strange. I probably installed something wrong. I've never used Body Slide before. Well, I use Body Slide, I come back, and then what in the flying hells is going on with this Edward Scissorhands looking Skyrim character? Here's a pro tip for all of you who are coming back to the modding scene just like me after being away for a little bit. Triple check your mod dependencies. I spent about an hour troubleshooting because I thought that it was a Body Slide issue. Turns out I forgot to install XP32 maximum skeleton, which is what caused the T-posing. Once I got everything sorted out though, the armor looks great. So this armor in particular is actually inspired by the Wardancer Armour Set that the units wear in the Total War Warhammer game. And as a Warhammer Fantasy fan, having the fact that this armor's pulled from the Total War game, I mean, it makes me so happy. Warhammer Fantasy is this untapped mine of resources and styles that could be easily brought in. But this armor set is still really cool. It's really highly detailed. It has some great physics attached to it. And although it is a fair bit of extra work to get it up and running, I can't recommend it enough. Next up, we have Melana The War Maiden. So Melana is a dynamic companion that grows and changes with you as you adventure. Initially, when you install the mod, you will get a little quest to unlock her as a follower. And I mean, just from playing with her for about 30, 40 minutes, she's going in my main mod list immediately. One of the coolest parts about Melana is that she changes as you adventure. So the more combat encounters you do, or even going as far as to train with her, it helps her grow and evolve from Melana the Maid to Melana the War Maiden. I think that's such a cool concept for a mod, to have them grow and change as the campaign or as their skills progress. So even though in this showcase I didn't get her leveled up past the first stage, I mean, she was still very charming and definitely a bit quirky, and I think that's something that'll definitely change as she grows. And I'll play some dialogue here so you can kind of get an idea of what I mean.
I left home and traveled north. Heard there are good opportunities in Skyrim. Yeah, right. The best job I could get was a maid in Helgen Outpost.
But what I will say is that Her dialogue is a lot of fun, it's very charming, and I think my favorite part is discovering that she's from the Midwest. I mean, she said she was from Bruma, but I'm pretty sure she's from the Midwest because when I bumped into her in the inn, she went, "Oh," which for those of you that don't know, that's a telltale sign. If you're looking for a new companion that will grow and develop and change with you as your Dragonborn grows and develops and changes, I can't recommend Melana enough. Finally, we have Floating Sword Combat Moveset. This mod adds a really fun, flashy third-person moveset to the game, but it doesn't work in first person, so just keep that in mind. It requires a fair bit of setup in MCO, and you have to run the Nemesis engine in order to get it to work properly, and it also has a bunch of dependencies like animation, motion, revolution, and precision, but once it's up and running, it's definitely worth it. The animations are incredibly smooth. I mean, I especially love the idle animations. However, I think to really get the most out of this mod, I'd recommend using it alongside some other combat mods like Valhalla Combat or some type of dodge mod to make it feel, I don't know, less wasted in Skyrim's vanilla combat system. I just felt like when I was fighting this dragon, I was just smacking it. I mean, I was smacking it cool, but I was just standing there. With that, that wraps up our top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more weekly mod showcases. Got a favorite mod that I didn't cover? Drop it in the comments below. I'm always in the hunt for new ones to try. Until next time, happy modding, and I will see you in Skyrim.